Now back to where we are, because I mean, we understand what has gone down the drain in the past, and we're trying to move forward. And here you are, the minister, you've got bright ideas. I mean, how do you intend to merge your ideas with the realities on ground?
We're already doing that. I mean, take the program in Kebbi, for instance, on rice, where the farmers are harvesting 1 million tons of paddy. It was an idea. The governor, the central bank, and the Ministry of Agric. We are spreading that now to 15 states this year to produce close to 10 million tons of paddy. But then we have a shortfall. The problem is milling capacity, machinery. We are bringing them in. We don't make them here, like you said. Technology is back, it's poor.
Yes.
But these are things we have done long ago. We didn't do them.
So how soon would this be done?
Machines are coming on a regular basis. We're expecting 40 big rice mills from China, each milling 1,000 bags of rice every 24 hours, 100 tons a day. We're bringing smaller ones, 2 tons a day, which we're going to spread around the communities, handled by youths and cooperatives of women who will own these mills. Not everybody wants to go to the giant rice mill to mill. The widow with 2 bags of rice would like to parboil it and mill it and sell in a small market. The young graduate with 5 bags of rice would like to do the same. So it's about consistency, right? And determination. It's not beyond us.
Okay.
We can do it.
Is that coming in 2016 or 2017?
It's coming along now. We have this agreement with the China Exim Bank. We've almost concluded arrangements, and they'll start producing and delivering. Private sector persons are also bringing rice mills and installing. Take a man like Koscharis, the BMW man, is into rice. 3,000 hectares of land. A giant rice mill is installing. There's another one in Enugu, almost ready for commissioning. There are 4 large ones in Kano, 3 big ones in Kebbi, 2 in Benue, a large one in Nasarawa. Ogun has a huge one. So we're moving. More and more are coming. We need 7 million tons. And 1 million tons will fill up 33,000 trailers. 33,334 trailers will make up 1 million tons. If you line the trailers up, they will stretch 95 kilometers. That's 1 million tons times 7. Then we have the pressure from North and West Africa. They buy most of their food in Nigeria now. And trailers are going out daily, carrying maize, rice, wheat, millet. So the problem is not just Nigerian, it's the fact that apart from feeding this large population, we have to feed this massive population from West and North Africa, all the way sometimes from Libya and Sudan. Trucks come to Nigeria to load food. And so we have to work really hard to satisfy those needs.
Have you taken the storage into consideration? What about the silos at the federal government?
33 silos,
yes.
huge silos.
Yes.
We're about to concession them now for management. State governments are showing interest. A few of the rice millers are showing interest. The concessioning will be open, they will tender, and the committee will deal with the matter and decide who can manage. The issue is who can manage a silo, so we don't waste them. So we can put grains there, they won't gather mold and go bad and so on and so forth.
Now, this investment you're talking about, is it part of the $15 million loan expected from China? I mean, that's what you made us understand. Because you said for the establishment of 50 demonstration farms across Nigeria and some other things. Is this part of that?
There are 40 rice mills from the Exim Bank of China. It's not part of the major credit that China is giving to Africa.
Okay.
That's 60 billion, into which we're making inputs from different ministries to be shared by 5 or 6 countries, depending on need and request. That's going on separately. This is from the Exim Bank of China. Other aid which China is giving towards the railways and so on, they're different from what we're doing. For us, the mills are the issue. Growing the rice is not a problem. We can do that. The governors are coming, we're talking to them, they have land. We're going to do some work in Peremabri in Bayelsa, a program that has been on the drawboard since 1982. They have vast lands, Fadama, for growing rice. So growing the rice is not the problem. The problem is the focus of government and the seriousness. The common people are not the problem either. We, the political elite, are to blame. We've never focused on these matters. The common farmers are there. Tell them, go this way. They say, okay, are you sure you'll buy? Very often we tell them, go this way. They go. Then we abandon them there and they have to walk back home, disappointed. That's where the problem has been. I assure you, in 2-3 years, Nigeria will be a major exporter of rice after satisfying our local needs. The people are responding, but they need help. Cheap credit, machinery, right? And they buy back. We just gave out threshers now to farmers. I have planted rice and harvested and milled. I was the first Nigerian to mill rice free of stones as far back as 1986. The machinery came from South Korea. I went to South Korea and a friend of mine took me to a village very near the border with the north, a town called Taegu. And I met this old man and his wife milling rice. And that's where I first saw a gravity distoner. And my friend Chief Olusegun Obasanjo was around, and so he imported these machines and I planted some in Benue. But when I planted rice, harvesting was tough. You cut by hand, you beat on the floor to get the seeds out. That's out of the question now. We've just been distributing threshers, machines that take the seeds off the stalk, and we're bringing in reapers. If you spread those around the villages, young men and women, tough young people, who arrive on your farm, harvest your rice in an hour or two and go off to the next farm, you create a new class of very wealthy young people in the village.
But how many threshers are you going to bring in?
5,000. We're building them here.
For how many states?
The 5,000 will cover about 17 states. If they need more, we produce them. They are locally built.
How do you select the states?
According to their output of rice and their commitment. And we know who they are, we know where they grow. So these machines are going to be built here. The reapers we bring in from India and then reproduce them here. They're like lawnmowers. They cut the rice and then leave on the floor and you pick and thresh. Makes it so much easier because the stress on the local farmer is not small. The stress on women especially, who have to beat the rice on the floor and try and winnow and put in sacks, is absolutely slave labor. We don't want that to continue.
What is the mechanism you put in place to ensure that those things get to the people who need them? Because we've had that in the past. Incentives come up, but they go into the wrong hands.
Believe me, our mechanism is so straight and direct now. We deal directly with farmers' cooperatives. Oh yes. I mean, we know who they are, where they operate, and when we travel, we talk to farmers. It's no longer an elite thing, give to somebody to pass it down, then it gets diverted. No, direct to the cooperatives and the farmer associations. And they know each other.
Has subsidy been removed from fertilizer?
It hasn't, but it may not continue for too long. We'll replace it with very low interest rates because subsidies have always been a problem to manage. We're trying to escape from the one in petroleum now. It became a problem. Slowly we will. Subsidies will return, like they do in the US, at the terminal end, the buyback arrangement from the farmer, a price guarantee. It'd be wiser and more manageable to handle subsidy at that end than to try and manage fertilizer subsidy or seed subsidy. The next 2-3 years will continue.
What is the primary reason behind the removal or behind the planned removal?
Reduced interest rates. The farmer is not asking for subsidy. We did it in Kebbi. As long as interest rates are 19 or 20%, you have to give subsidy. If they drop to 5-6%, the farmer doesn't need your help.
Okay, please hold on with that thought. We're still with the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Chief Agric. We'll be right back on issues on the agriculture sector. Please stay with us.